Amy Bradley, she's a young woman who disappeared on a cruise 28 years ago while vacationing with her family. Did she fall overboard in a tragic accident? Was she kidnapped and sold to a human trafficking ring? Les Trent says the mystery is now the subject of a major documentary on Netflix.
What if a dream family vacation turned into every parent's worst nightmare? A vibrant 23-year-old vanishes without a trace from a luxury cruise ship in the dead of night. Did she fall overboard into the unforgiving sea, or was she snatched into a dark underworld of human trafficking? For over 2 decades, the disappearance of Amy Lynn Bradley has baffled investigators, sparked chilling sightings, and left her family clinging to hope amid heartbreaking theories. This is the haunting story of a young woman lost at sea, where every clue leads to more questions, and the truth remains as elusive as the ocean depths. Join us as we dive into the facts, the frantic search, and the enduring mystery that refuses to surface. The promising life, Amy's background, and the cruise. Amy Lynn Bradley was a spirited 23-year-old from Chesterfield County, Virginia, full of promise and passion. Born on May 12, 1974, she grew up in Petersburg with her parents, Ron and Iva Bradley, and younger brother Brad. Amy excelled at Longwood University, where she graduated with a degree in physical education on a basketball scholarship. Known for her athletic prowess, she was a natural leader on and off the court, a strong swimmer, and had even worked as a lifeguard, skills that would later fuel speculation about her fate. Outgoing, kind-hearted, and adventurous, Amy came out as a lesbian during college, navigating family dynamics that weren't always easy, but ultimately remaining close-knit with her loved ones. She worked at Ruth's Chris Steak House while preparing to start a new position at a computer consulting firm, her future bright and bustling with possibility. In March 1998, Ron won an all-expenses-paid Caribbean cruise from his employer, a celebratory getaway for the Bradley family aboard the Royal Caribbean International ship Rhapsody of the Seas. At first, Amy was hesitant to go, uneasy about heights and wary of the vast ocean, but excitement eventually won out, especially with Brad home from college and eager to join. On March 21st, the family boarded in San Juan, Puerto Rico, bound for Aruba and Curacao. The first days unfolded like a dream, sun-soaked decks, island explorations, and treasured family bonding. Amy, easily recognizable by her distinctive tattoos, a Tasmanian devil spinning a basketball on her shoulder, a sun on her lower back, a Chinese symbol on her right ankle, and a gecko lizard on her navel, along with a navel ring, fully embraced the adventure. Little did they know, the trip that began as paradise would soon unravel into a haunting mystery that endures to this day. The fateful night, dancing, disappearance, and desperation. The evening of March 23rd unfolded like any cruise highlight. After docking in Aruba, the Bradley family enjoyed dinner together before Amy and Brad headed to the ship's nightclub just after midnight. Inside, the atmosphere was lively, with music and dancing. Amy, full of energy, drew attention on the dance floor as she danced with band member Alistair Douglas, known by his nickname Yellow. Brad eventually retired to their shared cabin around 3:35 a.m., with Amy following about 5 minutes later. Tired but restless, she chose to sleep on the balcony lounge chair, savoring the sea breeze. Ron checked on her between 5:30 and 6 a.m., noticing she was still there, cigarettes and lighter at her side. Yet when he awoke again only a short while later, Amy was gone, her shoes neatly under the table, no trace of a struggle. Panic set in quickly. The family alerted crew members, but the initial search efforts were disorganized and slow to mobilize. Crucially, the ship docked in Curacao without initiating a full lockdown, allowing passengers to freely disembark before anyone could confirm what had happened. Desperate, Ron and Iva searched every deck, while Brad joined in the frantic efforts. Authorities suggested Amy might have fallen overboard, but doubts mounted. No splash was reported, and given her strength as a swimmer, the theory seemed unconvincing. The Netherlands Antilles Coast Guard scoured surrounding waters for 4 days without success. Meanwhile, inconsistencies deepened the mystery. Door lock records confirmed Amy had returned to the cabin, but CCTV footage raised questions, and Yellow's version of when he last saw her clashed with known timelines. A waiter had persistently attempted to pass Amy a note inviting her for drinks ashore, while the ship's photographer reported being unable to locate her pictures at the sales stall, fueling suspicions they may have been deliberately removed. The haunting sightings, clues from the shadows. In the months and years following, eerie sightings kept hope flickering. In August 1998, Canadian tourists spotted a woman matching Amy's description on a Curacao beach. Tattoos identical, flanked by two men who whisked her away when approached. The witness, certain of the match, reported it after seeing missing posters. More chilling, in January 1999, a U.S. Navy member claimed a woman in a Curacao brothel approached him, whispering she was Amy Bradley and begging for help before handlers intervened. He reported it post-discharge, but the brothel had burned down by then. The most disturbing came in 2005. An explicit photo on an adult website depicted a woman resembling Amy, named Jazz, in a vulnerable pose. Sent anonymously to her family, FBI analysis deemed it a strong match, with experts noting facial similarities. Other leads included a 2004 Barbados sighting by a woman hearing Amy from Virginia in a restroom, only for her to be dragged away by men. A jawbone washing ashore in Aruba in 2010 was tested but ruled out as Amy's, though no further DNA checks were pursued despite Caucasian traits. These breadcrumbs pointed to a grim theory: abduction into sex trafficking, a rampant issue in the Caribbean at the time. The theories explored: overboard, trafficking, or foul play. Speculation swirls around Amy's fate. The overboard theory suggests accidental fall or suicide, but her fear of the ocean, lack of note, and items left behind contradict this. No body surfaced despite currents, and her athleticism implied survival if afloat. Murder aboard, perhaps by crew, was considered. Yellow's evasive interviews and the missing photos raised red flags, but no evidence stuck. A waiter or photographer's involvement was probed, yet leads fizzled. Human trafficking emerged strongest, supported by sightings in brothels and beaches, where vulnerable tourists were targeted. Amy's attractiveness made her a trophy, per her mother. Inconsistencies like the family's untouched cabin and quick docking fueled cover-up suspicions. Some theorized she staged her exit, but her stable life and family ties debunked this. Declared legally dead in 2010 without witnesses or body, the case lingers unsolved, with FBI agent James Weber admitting in 1998 they'd exhausted angles from foul play to accident, the aftermath and legacy, rewards, media, and unyielding search. The Bradley family's anguish persists. They've offered $250,000 for her safe return and $50,000 for location info, while the FBI UPS $25,000 for leads to arrest or recovery. Ron and Iva appeared on Dr. Phil, America's Most Wanted, and disappeared, keeping her story alive. Podcasts like Case File, Crime Junkie, and The Casual Criminalist dissected it, while renewed interest followed Natalie Holloway's 2005 vanishing. A 3-part Netflix documentary, Amy Bradley is Missing, released in July 2025, reignited a global attention, exploring theories and family pleas. Amy's case highlights cruise ship vulnerabilities, no international jurisdiction, delayed responses, and spurred safety reforms. Her parents' resilience inspires, channeling grief into advocacy. Tattoos and features, short brown hair, green eyes, 5 feet 6 inches, 120 pounds, remain key identifiers. As years pass, hope dims, but the quest endures, a testament to love's persistence against the unknown. This enigma reminds us how paradise can hide peril, leaving families in limbo. If you recognize Amy or have tips, contact the FBI. Rewards await. Like if this captivated you, subscribe for more mysteries and comment your theory, trafficking or accident. Hit notifications for updates.